That's a little Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with Refugee here on Star 103.7. It's 9:33. We're looking at 76 degrees coming up over the St. Clair Mall right now. Well, it's time for our Community Stars of the Week. This week we have Friends with Flowers. Carrie got nominated by Kitty. We've got her in here. How are you doing, Kitty?
I'm great. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. And why did you want to nominate your friend, Carrie?
Well, because she does an awesome job. It's something that helps everybody in our community. It's not done very many places, as she told me this morning, like 5 in the whole country. And so that was pretty phenomenal for her to take that on. And we've been doing this now, I guess, 5 years. And it's a weekly commitment, and so, you know, not a lot of people will do that.
And Friends with Flowers, just tell us a little bit about that.
Friends with Flowers really was not my idea. I stole it from a man who lives in North Carolina. His name is Randy McManus, and he was an event planner and a florist, and retired, and was thinking about all the millions of flowers that are thrown away every day.
Oh, yeah.
Hated to see that. And so he really came up with the idea of Friends with Flowers. And he thought, you know, we need to recycle, in essence, these flowers. And so he decided that, he'd see if he could give them to hospice patients there.
Right.
And so he started it. I read an article about this the last year of my teaching career. And I put it in a file, you know, like what I want to do when I grow up. And I thought, I can do this.
Yeah.
I live in a small town. I think I can do this. I think I can pull this off. And so really, it's the first time in my life I've set a goal and achieved it.
Very cool. And you guys been friends for a long time. You both taught together for a while. And that's...
Right.
And that's where the nomination comes from, because you've known her for a good while, haven't you?
Yeah, I've probably known Carrie maybe 20 years or more. And, you know, this is somebody I would have nominated even if I didn't know her.
Right.
But it's because it's such a wonderful community thing. But the fact that I do know her and have known her for many years, and to see this, you know, really happen and come to fruition has been wonderful.
Very cool. And Friends with Flowers, you started it off all by yourself. You had no one to help you. You didn't even, Kitty told me in the article she wrote to nominate you, she said you didn't even want to include your friends at first. You wanted to make sure that you could do it before you started bringing other people in. Mm-hmm. So how exactly did you get everything up and rolling?
It was a slow process. We started with myself and one other person, and we got flowers from Easter, from leftover Easter flowers. We handmade the cards, and we delivered those to some hospice patients. I contacted hospice, and they agreed to let us have their patient list and to be able to do this. And so we're very proud to be part of hospice. The first thing I did was I tried to do the simplest thing first. So I put out a call for vases. Well, everybody has vases under their cabinets, you know.
And they usually just end up sitting at yard sales year after year. You gotta have something
and you know, I'm going to use it tomorrow kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we probably at this point have 500 vases.
Woo!
And so vases come from everywhere. The next thing was to have a source for flowers, and that was harder to do. But, you know, and I don't even remember how this came about, but we have an anonymous donor in Lexington who gives us weekly some flowers, if they have some. And I wanted to, when I went to the funeral homes, they were a bit reluctant.
Right, understandable.
Because this was brand new, they weren't sure how the public was going to go for it. But I remember very vividly one of the ladies at the funeral home said, "It will take word of mouth. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time."
And you've also gotten flowers from weddings and churches in general, and also donations from all florists, and all kinds of people have jumped in to help you out.
They have. There's a foundation in Lexington, the McKenna Foundation, and they
know them very well from
yes.
Children's Hospital.
Yes, and they have a big hoo-ha every year, and we get their flowers because we delivered flowers to the mother of one of those people. And so they call us after their event, and we go get hundreds flowers from their events. So it's even flowing into Lexington some. Yeah.
Right.
And what we do is we gather flowers all week long from various parts. We now have the funeral homes trained. They will come in and bring us the flowers where we put them together at a local church, which gives us free space.
Yes.
And then on Saturday mornings, the volunteers get together. We, take them out of their existing arrangements, put them in glass vases, tag them with a Friends with Flowers tag, and then a florist friend taught us how to divide the town into districts so that our deliverers don't have to go here, there, and everywhere. And so we have 6 different routes, and any one deliverer only has to go to that section of town.
Very nice.
And so we do this every week. Every week. We've missed in 5 years maybe 3 times. And that was because we didn't have flowers. We don't have a budget. We're not a 401. We're just volunteers trying to do this. And little by little, people would find out. Hospice was very helpful. They gave us a luncheon and put it in the newspaper, and we got volunteers that way. The newspaper in Georgetown has been very supportive. They've done 2 or 3 articles about us. The Lexington newspaper has. But it's still amazing to me how people don't know about
Right, I didn't know about it until just a few days ago when you got nominated for it. And you guys are always looking for people to donate flowers, and I'm sure I'll give you a second here to give a shout out how they can contact you to either volunteer, donate flowers, or help you in any way they can.
Absolutely, yeah. We need flowers. We need more volunteers. We have a wonderful, I want to say staff, they're not, but a wonderful group of volunteers of about 30 now.
Wow.
Who are very consistent. And that's the hardest thing to do, week after week after week after week, is to be consistent. And we've got the delivery system down to a state of art, I think. And so we need volunteers as much as we need flowers. But it is kind of hard to get flowers. But if anybody would like to volunteer or help in any way, if you've got flowers, we'll come get them. And you can contact me. My name is Carrie Williams. And you can contact me at 502-867-7709 or 859-221-5497.
Very nice. And she also has helped your family out with Friends with Flowers as well. I was reading here when you were nominating her.
Yeah. Well, some time ago, I had been working with Carrie for a long time, and my grandfather passed away in Ashland, and he was very well known, so there was tons of flowers. And the funeral home said, "What would you like to do with these?" And I said, "Well, what I would really like to do is to take them back to Georgetown so that we can use them for our hospice patients." And so I explained the program, and so free of charge, they drove 2 hours and brought the flowers to the church.
Very
cool. So it was pretty awesome. And so they have discussed, kind of doing a program because everybody thinks it's wonderful, but as Carrie said, the consistency is
hard to keep up with.
You have to find somebody who's willing to be in charge. Even if they can't be there, they have somebody who will be in charge for that particular day. And, any little part helps. If they don't remember Carrie's phone number and how to contact her, I'm the Main Street Director in Georgetown. They can just email historicgeorgetown@gmail, and I can get it to her. And, we would love to have anybody participate. They could donate flowers, money, vases. We take it all.
Very nice. And you get to know these hospice patients. This is the amazing part. You've attended some of these people you've delivered flowers to. You've gone to their funerals. You've just been a real blessing to the families and just been there for them. I think that's awesome, and that's why we've made you this week's Community Star.
Thank you so much. There were some unexpected benefits for me, and one of them was getting to know just the coolest people. If I may have just a moment, I went to the home of a lady who was bedridden and very ill 2 or 3 times, and delivered her flowers. And then I noticed by her bedside was a picture of her with a microphone in front of her. And I asked her husband, you know, what's this? And he said, well, every Saturday night until she got sick, she was the karaoke star in a local restaurant in Georgetown. And it really opened my eyes to the fact that before people are sick, they have a very active life. They're like you and me.
Right.
You know, they go on about their lives. They have interesting things to say and do. I've learned a lot of historic things from older people in Georgetown. And, you know, the patients are so grateful. The second benefit I did not expect was that the families are grateful too. They, or the caretakers, because they're pretty much 24/7 in the house with the ill person. And as much as they might want to be there, we all know that is difficult. And so when they see us there and see those flowers, you know, oh, come on in, you know, and so we do. And I've met the nicest people. It's such an honor to be able to do this. It's
rewarding.
It's just rewarding. You know, there are times when it's tough, but I was determined and will remain determined. You know, I don't see any reason why we can't do this forever and ever and ever. So hospice is very, very helpful and supportive as well.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for stopping in today. It's an honor to have you here, and that's why you're our Community Star of the Week. You better thank your friend for nominating you.
Thanks, Kim.
At the end of every quarter, we are going to be choosing one of the Community Stars to donate money to the charity of their choice. So here in a few months, you might be hearing from us again. So
that would be wonderful. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. We'll get back to the music right after this.